Hi, Juliet and Waka. Welcome to week 3 of Issues in Early Childhood Education. So I just wanted to touch base with you real quick on this week's article and then also the presentation coming up. So we got Article 3 review. And so this article is about making change, enabling change in education and in children and families who are vulnerable, disadvantaged, marginalized, kind of looking at that. So this article is about a study that they did trying to help enact that change, trying to make that change possible. And so it's kind of interesting, an interesting article to me to read through that, as we have a lot of families in our area that might be fall in these categories. And so what we can do to help break a cycle, to help make change happen as early childhood educators, teachers in those cycles, I guess. So interesting to me. So take a look at it. It is a study, so it talks about how they went about doing that study. So some of this might be a little bit new to you, but I think it's good to take a look at it. So as you go through here, it starts to talk about some things here like methodology. So this is the process that they went through to find this information, to do this study, right? And how they collected data, how they did interviews, if they did interviews, which they did here. It talks about semi-structured interview, etc. But it's interesting to see when you start to do research and look at information and articles and studies and stuff, in terms of how they went about getting that information. Okay? So it may not be of great interest to you at this point yet in your program or in your career or in terms of your interest in how things are done, but hopefully at some point it will, because it's always important to find out, to understand how a study or an article got its information. Okay, and so yeah, just kind of pay attention to that as you go through. So this first part of this article talks about, it's kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say the introduction. I mean, it is the introduction, but it talks about the problem, the phenomena, the thing that they're really looking at in this study. And then it kind of bounces through, like I said, to the methodology in terms of how they did it. And their findings are like the results of this study, and how they went about doing it. And so the findings are kind of I don't know, maybe the more interesting part in terms of that. Okay, so and then it goes through and kind of breaks it up into some different categories in terms of what their findings were. Okay, and then what we can do as early childhood teachers, or what they recommend that can be done for these families and these students. Okay, so I think it's an interesting article, so hopefully you enjoy reading it while you're going through. Again, write a summary. So far, I'm recording this at 10:30 on Monday morning, so I will just be getting to looking at your summaries for this last week here probably this afternoon. But so far, you guys have been doing a good job with that summarizing of that. Remember to, when you're summarizing it, to come back to the article to support what you're talking about. Okay, maybe include examples or quotes, whatever that might be. Okay, and to try to do them correctly using APA. If you don't, I will help you through that process. I'll just refer to the right way to do that. Okay, if you have any questions on it, make sure you please reach out to me, email me, text me, call me, so I can help you with that. Okay. So then just, that's due next Sunday. Everything's due Sunday, so that's due next Sunday. In 2 weeks, or a little less than 2 weeks, you have your first presentation that is due. Okay, so I'd like for you to send me an idea or the topic that you are going to research and look at for your presentation. Okay, and so your presentation can be done in a variety of ways, whatever works for you to upload it. Okay, if you want to use YouTube, if you want to use what I'm using here, the Screencast-O-Matic, it can be a free service to use. All you have to do is go to screencast-o-matic.com and sign up for a free account. It's pretty. If you pay for an account, you have more bells and whistles that you can use with that, but there is a free version of it that is pretty simple. Basically, what I'm using here in order to do short 15-minute videos. Okay, so that's all you would need if you wanted to do a short video this way. Then you could upload it to YouTube. You could save it online, however you want to do that, and then you could email me the link for that. You could also upload the link here in the presentation assignment as well. You can do a YouTube video, you can do a PowerPoint, do a voiceover. That's again totally up to you in terms of what you want to do, but just make sure that you can upload it. Okay, probably the best thing to do, for example, if you record right off your computer or iPad or whatever you might be using, is to upload it to YouTube then, and then you can share that link. Because try to email or upload a video straight from like your personal device is not going to work because it's going to be too large. Okay, so yeah, make sure that's a couple weeks away, but make sure you're thinking about it. Pick a topic. It can be a topic from one of these 3 articles. It can be a topic of your own choice as well that maybe you know about, but something related to early childhood education. It doesn't have to be like a concern or an issue, but a topic that that is maybe well known or maybe commonplace in early childhood education, but it's got to be about early childhood education. So if you wanted to do reading, for example, that would be fine, but you got to connect it to early childhood education. It could be reading or literacy for preschool kids, or it could be reading for 3rd graders. It doesn't matter. That's your choice, okay, on that. So please let me know what your topic is by next Sunday, okay, either in a short little email, a comment here on the presentation assignment, whatever it is, okay? And then we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it again more next week as when I send out your weekly video, but make sure you're thinking ahead to that, because that will take a little time. You'll have an article review to do and a presentation to submit for next week's assignments, okay? But this week, this article on enabling change in early childhood for families that are maybe disadvantaged, marginalized, etc. Okay, I hope you enjoy the reading. I hope your first 3 weeks are going well. If you have questions on anything, you need advice for other classes or advising, whatever it might be, please let me know. Email me, call me, text me, whatever works for you. Happy to visit with you. Otherwise, we will talk to you soon. Keep working hard.